Hi, let us now look at how we will, start a normal PowerPoint presentation. So the basics of PowerPoint presentations, the elements in it, and also learn about uh, how we know the terminologies and where it can be used. So let us quickly look at how we open. First, you have to go and from the start button, pick up a PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, and open that. Once you open it, you have the various templates opening by default. Up to you, you can choose any of the templates. However, it's important that we choose the blank one and work on it because it is there where we can see our creativity. That is number one. The first slide that opens is called the title slide. So let us consider that this is our title slide and we write the title as Microsoft PowerPoint. So we are making a PowerPoint presentation. That will be your title. And then the subtitle, I like to use my name. So I will use my name for that. And I will write that as December 2020. So that's the date probably. I will pick up like that. Now the elements that we need to do is select this. I'm telling a few of the shortcut keys here. Control B is for bold and Control N is to open a new PowerPoint. So I'm not going on to that part right now. And when we use the Control and square close bracket, the font size increases. Now Control U is shortcut and Control I is italic shortcut. So we will not be using these two. Let us just work on a simple format. Now you also have an option of increasing and decreasing size by using onto your tabs that is present on the home tab under the group font. You have an alphabet with a big and a small size. So the bigger one, if you click, the size increases, the smaller one, the size decreases. That is another way of increasing and decreasing. Plus you can go directly onto the font name, and next to it the font size also is mentioned. You can directly type, let's say like type it whatever number 92 and it becomes this big, and that is how. You can also choose the various fonts. So I've chosen Arial Black because it is one of the darkest fonts that we have. So now that it is placed, we will keep it here. Now let me go and select a blank slide. So how do we do blank slide? Option on the home tab, new tab, and go and select the blank tab. So we can get the blank tab like that. So Control Z is for undoing it, and for redoing it is Control Y. You can do that. Now that you have a slide, how do you duplicate the slide? You can do Control C and Control V. You can do Control D, and you can also directly do uh, cop here, copy it, copy, right click, copy, and right click and say paste. So that is how it will be paste. So there are different ways, and plus you go into the thumbnail area and you can press the enter button also, you will get the slide. So that are different ways in which you can add more slides. So now let me quickly delete all the slides that I have right now. So now we will choose, first we will go and look into the components, that is the terminology part of the presentation. So now that we are going into the terminology part of it, let us go and look at the tabs. The first tab is file. We will not discuss about file right now. We will discuss in the last. Then home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow, format, and view. Till now, this is there. Once we start having uh, images, then you will see that the format tab also opens, and then when you insert a video, playback tab opens. So these are the elements that you can see on your PowerPoint presentation. This slide, which you see onto the right hand, which is in the small size, is called the thumbnail. And this is the main slide on which we work. So let us quickly get on to inserting a new slide. I will take the comparison slide. I will discuss about it a little later. Let us go and understand what are these terminals. The top line is called as tab. When we open a tab, a pop down comes up that is called as the ribbon. On the ribbon, there are various groups. Each group under each of the element is used for different purpose. For example, in home tab, if you look at, first group is called clipboard, and there is a small launch button. The launch button has other elements which are also the part of the clipboard to open, which cannot be fitted in that small area in the group on the ribbon. Hence, we have launch button. For example, if we select a particular font, then the font launch button opens. In the font launch buttons, we have other elements which we will discuss a little later. So next element is all the paragraph and other elements that comes in the ribbon. Now in insert button, we have the insert button. When the ribbon comes up, we have slide, where we can again go on to the slide option and we can select the slide that we want. Or we can we can insert table, we can insert pictures in the images from the pictures from our file, pictures online, and take a screenshot picture also and put it there, or use a photo album. Then the next group is of illustrations, where we have the shapes, smart art, and the chart that we want to include. Then we have comments, which we will discuss a little later also, because it comes onto the lower end of the toolbar, where we will tell about how to add comments and how we are going to go ahead with other. Next group is the text group, then the symbols and media. It is here in media that you can directly go and link videos, audios, as well as screen recording if you want to do. Well, let us go into the next element. That is the design element. Now in the design element, like when we open the presentation, we could see those slide designs which is already existing. Now let me quickly look at the design, one of the designs that, let's say we'll select this design. Okay, once we select this design, themes are mentioned, and then the variants of the same theme. Variants give you an option of having a drop down where you can change the font color, you can change the background color, you can change the font color, you can add different effects to them also, and also have the background styles change. So these are the elements that we work on it. And here itself you can do the background. If you want to change the background color, let's look at changing the color background. From solid, it is showing white color. You can choose any light, any color. For example, I'm choosing this blue. It comes in the background color. However, you can work on just by using the colors here. You can change the color of the already have existing image that has been embedded on it. So that is another option that is available. Yes, you cannot choose one particular color, but you will choose it from the group that is available. So that is how you using this variant. And slide size is another component which is very important for us to know, that there are different size slices that we can do, like standard size, that is 4:3, which is something like our uh, 35 movies in olden days that we would have. And the new slide is the widescreen, that is 16:9, and that is which I commonly use and enjoy to use. And then customized size also is an option where you can have the slide in different orientation. For example, right now it's like landscape orientation. I can change into portrait and it will come, okay, yes, then you are going to have it in the portrait. So you can have that option also available. So this is there as a measure of your font details. You can do it. Now, let me come back to the other elements quickly. That is our transition. The transition element, let me go back first to removing and saying no design. So I will say no design because I don't want the design. Now transition is an element which is important for us to understand that it is based for the only slide. We're using it for the slide and nothing else. The slide transition, for example, fade. So it will fade and come. For example, push. You push it up or down. Once you select that, you can go to effect options and you can choose it from right or from left or from top, whatever options that you have for that. And split again, split from inside, again split from outside also, top also, all that options are available. So these are the options that can be only related to the slide. Now here you can add sounds that you want to add to the slide by selecting slide which you want to upload. By default you have certain slide sounds here which you can use. Now here you can either put it apply to all or you can just say apply to this slide. Those options are available, and timing as well, and on the click of mouse. Right now I am not selecting any of these transition. If I select this transition, it will be for me auto. And when you're doing actually slide wise recording, that time these will be useful, because once you are done you have an idea of how long have you taken on this slide to talk about the components in that slide. There you can add the timing. So that will be a better way of doing it. Now comes to the animation. Animation is done to either the text or the image or the video that you have on your slide. So for the text, you can, for example, there when you do the drop down, you will see there is an entrance, there is an emphasis. Emphasis is during the stage where the text or the image or the video is on the slide that you can do. Like for example, spin it. It is there. So that is another example that you can have. And then exit, and then there is more entrance, more emphasis, more exit, and motion path. Motion path and all we will be discussing when we are doing something else. So this is how you are going to add animation. Now that you have added animation, let us say I am doing is float in. Then again in that also you can look at float in or float up or down you can do. Otherwise, if you take like fly in, you can have from different directions. It can be from top, bottom, side corner, top corner, right corner, left corner, etc. And plus whether you want it to be on, there is where you will add extra animations if you want, where it can be entrance or exit. Those elements we can do when we are doing certain with certain images, etc. There we can use it. However, here what we need to know is that do you want it with the click or do you want it after or with the previous things that is coming on the slide, and plus the duration, how long you want it to be, and in case you want it to delay before the next slide comes, so you can put those elements. Reordering animation option also is there. You can use that. So let us quickly get into do it in the next tab. That is the slideshow. Now here in the slideshow, you can either show it from the beginning or from the current slide, or you can present it online. You can do a custom show animation. You can set up the slideshow. You can hide a slide. That option is there. For example, I have some text on this slide. I can go and click on this and the slide will hide. And when I'm doing the slideshow, it will not show. So that is one option. Plus you can right click also and say hide the slide. So that option also is there on right. Rehearse timing that you can do. I just mentioned when you are rehearsing how much time you'll spend on explaining a particular component that you have on the slide. That time rehearse timing can be done, and that can be put when you go to that slide animation, you can put that, and record the slideshow option is there. However, these elements right now we will not look into it for the reason that we want to just understand what are the components that is available for us uh, while we are